This is Kelly Oberhauser, your Realtor, and I have put together a three-part video series to guide you through the process of selling your home. This is part 3. So you got an offer, yay! Or maybe even multiple offers. What happens now? Okay, you can accept, reject, or counter the buyer's offer. The offer includes the purchase price, seller concessions to the buyer's closing costs, closing date, home warranty, along with how the buyer is going to fund the purchase of the property. Once the initial contract is negotiated and signed, the buyer will submit their earnest money, which is usually 1% of the purchase price, to the title company, and their option fee, which is usually $100 for a 10-day option period, to you, the seller. Go ahead and deposit or cash this check. The status of your home on the MLS will now change to active option, which means that the home is under contract and the buyer is in their option period. The buyer can opt out of the contract at any time for any reason during this 10-day option period, and they will receive their earnest money back. During the option period, a buyer will almost always get an inspection done on the property. If there are areas of concern, and there usually are, they will submit an amendment to the contract asking you, the seller, to repair a list of items. This is the second negotiating point in the process. Again, you can reject, accept, or counter the list of requested repairs. Once repairs are negotiated and the 10-day option period has passed, the status of the home on the MLS will change from active option to pending, which just means that we're waiting to close. Typically, it takes a traditional lender about 30 days to close a loan. During this time, you will complete the requested repairs and submit invoices to the buyer to prove that you actually made the repairs. The buyer continues to submit additional documents to their lender. The lending goes through a very tedious process to make sure that the buyer and the property are both in good standing. The biggest item that takes place during the pending stage is the lender's appraisal. If the house does not appraise for the purchase price, we will have to negotiate one more time, and you as the seller will likely be lowering the contracted price so that the buyer can still purchase it. Their lender simply is not going to allow them to purchase the home for more than it appraises for, especially if it's an FHA or a VA loan. So make sure that your home is in tip-top shape when the appraisal is scheduled to make the best impression and get the best possible valuation. Once you've made it this far, it's time to pack up your belongings and make arrangements for where you are going to move or store all of your things, because once we hit closing day, you and all of your things need to be out of the house, unless we've arranged for a lease back from the buyer, who is now the homeowner. Right before closing, the buyer will do a final walkthrough to make sure that the property is in expected condition, that nothing negatively has changed. So make sure you have cleaned up after removing your items from the home, fill in the holes in the walls, and touch up the paint if necessary. At closing, you will sign away the deed of the property, your mortgage will get paid off if you have one, and you will receive the remaining proceeds. At this point, you will breathe a big sigh of relief and do a little happy dance to celebrate all your hard work with a nice deposit that was made into your bank account. I know it sounds like a lot, because it is. That is why I'm here to guide you through the process. It's kind of like a game, and if you don't know how to play the game, it's going to be extremely stressful and it may not even happen. I do know how to play the game, and I will teach you everything that you need to know to make this as easy as possible and to get you the most money from your largest investment, your home. Thanks for taking me along on this journey with you, and if you know anyone else who needs to sell or buy a house, feel free to send them my way. I promise I will take good care of them. Congratulations.